For the vast majority of my life, I've been very skinny. And then about 5 to 6 years ago, I knew I wanted to make a change. Personally, I just did a ton of research and I worked out a ton and I was able to put on some muscle. This is what I look like now. I know as a skinny guy, there's so much that just comes with it. Personally, for me, I just felt super insecure, less than other people, and just constantly comparing myself to what I wanted to look like. So in this video, I'm gonna be sharing my guide on how to bulk up as fast as possible. If you are just consistent with this for at least 60 days, because that's what they say it takes for things to become habitual, I promise you, you will see progress. So let's get right into it. Number 1, your mindset. This one is kind of obvious and just a weird meta point to start off with, but I think it's super important. You need to make an active decision in your mind that you want to change and that you'll prioritize it over other things, because how you're operating right now isn't resulting in what you want. So you need to act differently to be different. You're literally trying to become a different person, so you need to keep that tenacity in mind while you're working through all of this. Number 2, being in a caloric surplus. Having experienced the struggles of this, I totally understand that you probably just have a bad appetite or that you have a super fast metabolism, but you need to be smart about how you overcome it. First and foremost, you need to understand how many calories you need to be eating on a day-to-day basis. Literally pause the video right now, go to the video description box below and check out the link, because you can see how many calories you need to be eating. You input your height, you input your weight, how active you are on a day-to-day basis, and that is the number that you need to follow. Personally for me, I average around 2,500 calories for my maintenance calories. So if I'm trying to bulk, I need to make sure that I'm getting at least about 2,750 to 2,800 calories to be in a healthy caloric surplus. The second I knew that number when I was originally starting to bulk, everything changed.
Yeah. Big change.
I was constantly more cognizant of what I was eating. I was looking at the food labels to understand how many calories that I was intaking or about to eat. And overall, I think it's just good practice to understand what you're putting into your body. So now that you know how many calories you need to be eating on a day-to-day basis, make sure you hit above that number. Do what you can and be crafty with it. Something that was super helpful for me was eating extremely calorie-dense foods. So things like salmon, nuts, guacamole, milk, bananas, things like that, that really helped push me over the threshold. So when I was first getting started, quite honestly, I dirty bulk. I was just eating as much as I can to be in that caloric surplus while also working out. I was definitely gaining some fat, but also some muscle at the same time. And quite honestly, I didn't really care. I was just trying to get as big as I possibly could. A cheat code for me was just drinking a ton of protein shakes, more specifically mass gainer, and even spoonfuls of just peanut butter, just because they're really high in calories and they're super easy to just put down. Number 3, training hard. There are a lot of great resources out there for workout programs, workout splits, and I can do a whole other video as to what I do and what I did, but we'll save that for another time. When you're first starting off, the main thing you want to focus on is making sure you're hitting multiple muscle groups multiple times a week. So personally for me, I really like the push-pull leg split. The key here is to find something that you like within the resistance training family. So whether that be body weight exercises, compound lifts, accessories, making sure that you like to do them, because if you don't like it, you're not going to consistently do them. This is kind of a hot take, but don't even bother with cardio at this point in time. Your main goal is to just gain weight, and you want to stay in a caloric surplus for that. And if you're doing cardio, you're going to be subtracting the amount of calories that you're having for the entire day. Remember, the more calories you burn, the more you're going to have to make up for it by eating more food. And you're already burning a ton of calories by lifting weights. So just make sure to keep that in mind. Number 4, sleep. Guys, I know sleeping is really hard. For me personally, I'm just a night owl, and so I like to be awake. But after I learned how much my body was recovering and growing while I was sleeping, I completely changed the way I looked at sleep. After all the hard work you're putting into the gym, your sleep time is when your body's actually growing. I got this from the internet, so it must be true. The pituitary gland releases a growth hormone when you're sleeping. And so as you tear your muscle fibers up from going to the gym and just working out, your sleep time is when it grows. And there you have it, guys. That's pretty much it. Overall, very straightforward. I tried to keep this as simple and short as I possibly could. You want to make sure that you have the right mindset. You need to make sure that you're in a caloric surplus, and you need to make sure that you're training hard and getting your sleep in. If you do all these things consistently for just 2 months, because that's how long it takes for things to become habitual, I promise you, you will make some progress and you will gain some weight and you will gain some muscle. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below and I'll make sure to check them out and answer them as best as I can. If you're new to the channel, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Mad love, peace.